in the salutation of what life can be, we begin the inquiry into awakening. The salutation to life is the discovery of life. And what I discover about life is what I become awakened to it. If you see, over the centuries, over these thousands of years, we have become awake to much. Our modern technology, our lifestyle, from every aspect, has been a byproduct of an act of awakening. We became awake. We understood long ago, if we strike two rocks, we may create a spark that may produce fire. And scientists know that fire has been the source for much of our evolution. It became the second stomach, they say. We use the fire to cook something. By that we could digest things which we normally could not before, they say. So the word awakening means I'm becoming awake to something. By becoming awake, that becomes a new reality, a new state of being. One of the things that has been missed most in our civilization is the awakening to ourselves. Who we are has been left to the past interpretation, and most of us just carry that interpretation over and over again. But ever so often it happens. You come to see that there can be more to you. There is more than just this that you are living out. There are other aspects of you. Scientists are discovering with talented people or people with special skills that certain part of the brain is more awake than others. Which goes on to say we all have that potential. It's just a question of awakening. If you're exploring this, I'm inviting, this is an invitation to see whether you are in the space to explore more of you, the more ability of you, that you are willing to go beyond how we have been defined so far, and you're trying to challenge yourself and your reality to see whether there is another reality that can come into being. Am I just this, or is there something more? From the speaker's discovery, I discovered much. And this discovery happens by simply becoming awake to something that I didn't know was there before. And the moment I became awake to it, a whole new paradigm opens up, a whole new way of living opens up. I think the challenge of being happy, being fulfilled, living, truly experiencing life, the real challenge of it is not the outward challenge, it's the discovery of oneself, which is the capacity for one to participate, to wake up to what is there as oneself. It's very rare somebody comes to this because we have been mentalized. Much mind has been given to us about what we are, even though this might be true. But the problem with that truth is it limits you to only that. Like when they discovered psychology, it's also an aspect of human, but it's not all what humans are. The same discovery limits us too. Then we move on thinking that's all I am. Now, the path of awakening is when some glimpse has happened to you, there could be more to me. This is not all I am. This is not all the life I'm here to live out. The urge within has started moving that I want to explore, and I'm going to look for it at the right place. I'm going to look for it within me. I'm going to look for it as me. The notion of being asleep is some part remaining dormant. And the truth of awakening is you're becoming awake to what is dormant. By that awakening, everything changes. It is like the Brahmajnana. The day you become awake that you are actually creating what is happening to you, an incredible shift in living happens. But it must not be an information. It must be an actual encounter that I wake up to something. And there are countless states within you which is awaiting now. With every challenge, with every life situation, with every demand, what is actually happening is the demand to become awake. The moment you want to be happy, there is a demand. As I am, it is not there. As I can be, if I'm willing to wake up to it. So now if you look upon every situation of your life and direct it to the inquiry, what is that about me that has to become awake? What is the other faculty must be awake? It's the same as a child learning to walk. It can't. So it becomes awake to walking. It develops the muscles, the balance, the brain becomes integrated. Now walking becomes a natural occurrence. So now we begin by asking, based on the life you are living out, based on the reality, based on the demand of your own life. It could be a demand to be happy, it could be a demand to be in love, it could be demand for meditation, it could be demand for much more meaningful existence. All these demands are actually triggering, asking you to participate in an awakening. Now, over many years, it has taken over 35 years to come to this. I have laid out 18 rites that I believe is the crucial rites that is needed for one to become awakened. And in this introduction, in this basic teaching, which is designed to introduce you to this, I will explore the first 6 rites. Now, what are these rites? These are the rites that you have to hold yourself in this way, in this manner. If you can hold yourself, the awakening becomes possible. So it's what is needed before the awakening. If you know how to be right by these 6 rites, the basic 6 rites, you are poised to become awake to what is there as you. It's in a way to trigger you to wake up to what can be as you. So now, the definition of living, is it a journey into awakening? With every life demand, are we asked to become awake to a certain faculty, a certain truth about ourselves? It's like I'm very passionate about the participation in peace on this earth. It's been my effort for a while now. For peace to come to be, we have to become awake to a new state of being, a new awareness, a new inner truth. Without that awakening, peace has eluded us for many thousands of years. So to me, at the end, it's all about the question of becoming awake. Now I will try to walk you through. I will introduce these 6 basic rites, which in total is 18, but the 6 is the beginning, the container. We will explore together these 6 basic rites for the next 21 days. 1 rite a day, a little bit, and we'll repeat it a few times, to see whether you can become orientated to how you can hold yourself rightly, and in that holding, this demand of whatever that can be as you comes to be very naturally. For that we begin with a salutation to life and to what is alive within me and you and to what can come to be without making this pursuit an ideology or an effort to move along someone's prejudice idea. I hope to enter this purely for itself, for your awakening. In your awakening, the wellness of all is hidden in it too. Now let's begin.